Edgar Berlanga versus John Ryder. I say, make this fight happen. Make it happen. Before I get more into the video, I just want to say thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more boxing and please hit that like button. It helps out the video. It helps out the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So you're probably wondering, like, why is YuLu talking about Berlanga versus Ryder? Well, the reason why I'm talking about this fight is because if you follow Berlanga on social media, he recently tweeted this out, calling out John Ryder. I quote, it reads, at John Ryder, I want you next. I heard your management wants it. My management wants it. Both of us want it. Let's get the networks and promoters to make it happen. At Top Rank at Eddie Hearn. Well, let's see it. Let's see it. And John Ryder did reply saying, I'm more than happy to be in the opposite corner. Let's get it done. So yeah, it's a fantastic fight in my opinion. I think it's definitely a fight that would create a lot of action, knowing the styles. Berlanga lately hasn't really been that impressive. I mean, let's be honest, he hasn't been that impressive lately, and this would be a very, very good test fighting somebody like John Ryder. To those who don't know who Edgar Berlanga is, he's a rising name from Brooklyn, representing the Puerto Rican flag. He is of Puerto Rican descent. And yeah, he's undefeated at the moment, 20-0, 16 wins coming by way of knockout TKO. For the longest time, Top Rank was promoting his highlight reels, knocking people out fight after fight, and then his last 4 fights, starting with the Damon Nicholson fight, have all gone the distance. So when he finally stepped up in competition, pretty much finding some decent names, he can't knock them out. He can't knock them out. So either he was overhyped or what have you, but he's been getting a lot of critics lately, a lot of criticism, but he's been winning the fight still. But he's those criticisms are good. I feel like they're good. They test you. You learn from it. You improve from your fights. I know a lot of people are hating on Berlanga. Some say he's very, very overhyped, but he's undefeated for a reason. And him versus John Ryder would definitely make for a great fight, in my opinion. Edgar Berlanga at the moment, if you look at the 168-pound division, he's currently ranked number 5 by the WBO, number 4 by the IBF, and number 8 by the WBA. So he's not too far away from fighting for eventually for a world title if he can get a mandatory spot. Because right now, there's no way Canelo will fight him. Because at the moment, Canelo is the main man of the division, and he picks and chooses who he wants to fight now these days. And it looks like he won't be back for maybe another half a year. It looks like he'll be back in May of next year. So there will be no world title fights at 168 for anytime soon. Maybe interim fights or regular fights like the David Morrell holding the regular WBA belt or David Benavidez holding the interim WBC belt. And I think the WBO is trying to make an interim WBO belt as well. So anyway, John Ryder on the other end, 34 years old, 31 wins, 5 losses, 17 wins coming by way of knockout TKO from the UK. He's currently in a 3-fight winning streak since losing to Callum Smith. Don't let that Callum Smith L deceive you. He actually arguably won that fight. I thought he won that fight, but the judges gave it to Callum Smith. And he hasn't really been that active the past few years. I don't know if it's due to COVID or what have you, but he's only been fighting once a year for the past few years. He's coming from win against Daniel Jacobs back in February. Very good win, very close competitive fight. And he ended up edging it. He ended up winning. And now he's one of the top fighters at 168 pounds. Number 4 by the Ring Magazine. And I think he's up there in the rankings as well for the other sanctioning bodies. He's ranked number 4 by the WBO, number 5 by the WBC, and number 2 by the WBA. So he's up there in the rankings. So yeah, it's a fight between 2 top contenders at 168 pounds. Let's see it, make it happen. The likelihood of it happening though is pretty slim. Top Rank and Matchroom can work together. They've done multiple fights together, co-promoting events, whether it's shown live on the Zone or ESPN. It'll be interesting to see if who will allow who to fight on what network. I guess it's just a matter of who's willing to invest more, which network's willing to invest more, whether it's the Zone or ESPN. But yeah, it's definitely a fight I'd love to see. Or they could do ESPN in the US and the zone in the UK. I don't know why they can't just do that. I think that makes a lot more sense, honestly, to have ESPN be the main broadcaster here in the USA, and the zone be the broadcaster around the world, if they want. So anyway, I hope they get it done though. Like I said, styles make fights, and this fight would make for a very, very entertaining stuff. Any fight. So let me know what you guys think. Oh, lately though, I'll say this: Edgar Berlanga lately hasn't really been, trying to he hasn't really been that aggressive as he used to. I guess he learned from when he fought what's his name? The guy from Argentina. I think it was Coseres. I think where he got knocked down. Yeah, I think he probably learned from that one not to get overly aggressive. But he hasn't been looking that impressive. I'll tell you that much. He's been winning, but I guess that there's just so much expectations from Berlanga. Maybe that's why. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for listening and watching. And like always, have a great day. All right, thanks.